Hi there, I'm here today to do a video on some layouts, a layout share. I haven't been doing videos for quite a while just due to constraints with being busy with work and life, and just sort of not sure where I was heading with my YouTube channel. So I thought I'd start with a 12 by 12 layout share, and then I'll follow up as soon as I can with the Project Life, with my album share as well. So these are all layouts that I've done. Mostly, I'm pretty sure they're all this year that I've done. I've got several others as well that aren't here because I've had about, I think 7 or 8 items picked up for publishing, which is really exciting in an Australian magazine. So I'm not allowed to share those ones just yet, but it's quite a big pile to share anyway. So I absolutely love Project Lifing, but I also do 12 by 12, and my plan will just be to slip these in wherever they go. So this is April 2015, so this will just go in a 12 by 12 pocket in my album, which is for the year. So I think I'll have 2 albums for the year this year, it looks like, and I'll just pop another 12 by 12 on the back of it and then proceed with the Project Life layouts chronologically. So I might just separate this lot because it's going to be a lot to show you with that pile on there. So I'm just trying a new filming position, and I'm hoping that you've got quite a good view and it's not too glary. So it's quite a mix of different styles of layouts and different themes and different product focus. So I'll just go with it and try and hold them up a bit and hoping you get not too much glare. This one is one that I did recently. As you can see, it's an 8.5 by 11. I've done a couple this size, but I don't tend to do that as my main. Mainly I do 12 by 12. This is a gorgeous little boy that we call my nephew, and just scrapping his gorgeous smile. This is using some papers from the Hip Kit Club, the main kit. It's Amy Tangerine papers, Finders Keepers, the new range, and that's also some bits and pieces from the range, and I love these stickers. Okay, so Smile, that's called. Let's try and put them on. I hope you're getting a good look at them. It's the trouble with filming with your iPhone, you can't really see what you're filming until you're done. So same little boy, layout done at a different time, also one and 8.5 by 11, and just use some Tim Holtz Distress paint, dabbed, and the action is me dabbing it on the paper. This is actually watercolour paper mixed with some watercolour, some splotches. Kept it really simple, but I love the bright blue just to bring out the colours in his top and his smile. So cheeky monkey. This one I'm not really that keen on. I did it, I think it was for the challenge for the Hip Kit Club forum, and you know, it was a recipe challenge, I'm pretty sure, to use various things from memory. Yeah, look, I don't hate it. I love the photo, I love the clouds. I do love the tissue paper, but just I question whether it's the right layout for it, so I'm not too sure about it. But you know, you don't love every layout you do, so it is what it is. This one again, this is also using the Hip Kit Club main kit, and it's also using the Finders Keeper range. Just a different layout style for me, with an angled top and bottom, and some rub-ons, which are really cute. They look like they're splotches of ink. My daughter was modelling a lettuce cup hat. Really had a really good laugh. So yeah, it's a good way to capture a funny thing that happened to a story. This is a really unusual one for me again. It's not my first choice of paper that I would normally look at. It also came in the Hip Kit Club kit. Really different paper. I'm not sure, I can't remember, sorry, who makes it, but I loved the design of it, although it's quite busy in the colour. I loved the design, and I could see replication and cutting the pieces out, so that's what I did. So, and drawing attention to the photos. So monkey business. It's a photo of my son with a monkey on his head, as you do in Thailand. Again, this isn't one of my favourites, but I love elements of it. It just took me a lot of time to do this one because it's a lot of background, gesso, watercolour, layers of texture paste, washi tape, and then other elements, bringing in the cut files from my my Silhouette Cameo. So again, not my favourite, but you know, it is what it is, and it's a page done, and it captures a beautiful series of photos. This is one of my faves. Snow Bunny, my daughter, dressing up in her snow gear before camp, trying it on basically. And this was for a sketch online for the Scrappery, a challenge. It was a sketch challenge, and I decided to use washi tape to replicate the sketch, and I love the effect of it. Most of it was from the new Amy Tan Finders Keepers range, and a few other bits are just, you know, Freckle Fawn. It's a Stampin' Up one. That's a Jenny Hadfield one, my favourite washi there. And some sequin trim, and kept it fairly simple otherwise because this is quite busy, and some black ink. But yeah, one of my faves. This is one of my other faves. I think it's probably because it's crepe paper. It's an unusual design. I quite like the design of this one. Crepe paper Wonder collection, and there were bits from the kit, the Hip Kit Club as well, which is paper again with the geometric shapes and triangles, really popular. And I just decided to use a different way of just having a sweeping design. The back of it was this truncal paper. So what I did is cut a piece out of that so I could still use it for another layout, which is coming up. But yeah, that's one of my faves. This is the triangle pieces I cut out, which is quite a popular thing to do with this paper. Cut them out and I angled them around the page, keeping the triangle design as far as also putting in 3 spots and outlining with pen. Very simple design, but you know, quite pleasing to the eye, I guess. Just a photo of my daughter and my sister dressing up. And this is a really clean, simple design, and I really like this one too. I love, I guess, the white background, and I love the, you know, to my eye, things that are neat and clean are quite pleasing to my eye. And I think that's why I'm drawn to this type of layout. Quite boxy, but it gives a really good view of the photos, of the, you know, I look at the photos and a bit about the story. So I need to glue these down. They seem to be lifting their October afternoon letters. They can be lifting a little bit, so I might need some more adhesive on them. But this is some poolside ephemera, and yeah, goes really well with that as well. But there was some bits from the Hip Kit as well. I am in Australia, but I get the Hip Kit every 2 months delivered to me because I love it basically. So this one, again, not one of my faves. In my mind, the vision I had of it was good, but it just didn't turn out how I like it, I think. But again, you know, I've thought about ripping it up and thought, you know, ripping things off and recycling, but you know, it's a page done, and it again captures that photo, fine and dandy. And these are the papers in the background, and some thickers and some bits. I think it was from Crepe Paper Poolside as well, the gold elements from memory, from my Scrappery kit in Australia, which I also love. This is a layout about my husband just looking out to the ocean when we're at a beautiful cafe in Tathra in New South Wales, and it's called Lost in the Waves. I really love this layout. It's one of my faves. Again, it's from the papers and everything. I'm pretty sure the paper as well from memory, but a lot of these background ones are from Crepe Paper Poolside, and I can't swear for every one of them, but yeah, and a lot of the pieces here are as well. And I just love how it all come together. The yellow is a new Heidi Swap colour shine. I think it's called Butter from memory, the yellow. This one, I do like this one, but again, it's not my favourite, but I do like it. Sorry, I've just moved that then. Hope that hasn't stuffed up your angle. But again, a corally colour I love, and I've tried to bring that in from the clothing and things in the photo. Again, poolside. I'm not sure about the paper. If that's, no, that'll be Crepe Paper Journey with the caravans. But I think pretty sure a lot of these bits are from poolside, and this is from a chipboard sheet, no doubt from Crepe Paper. But fairly simple, clean design again. Just working on the colours and bringing that gold in. So we're about halfway because I've got that other pile. This is one of my faves. This one, very clean and simple design. White background again, American Crafts cardstock. This was for a challenge online called Jot Mood Board. Jot magazine is an online scrapbooking magazine, and I've just started doing their challenges. I've done this month. This was September's, and I've just worked on October's as well. And yeah, really simple. These papers are from Heidi Swap September Skies, and I thought if I use these numbers I could just put the 1 and 6 in different colours to indicate that my daughter is 16 in this photo. She took this photo of herself as a selfie for her Instagram, which I love. And these are just cut files from on my Cameo as well, which is a really usable file. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if that's just from the shop or what that's from, but yeah, just that white on white, love that. This one is using some free paper that came with the Scrapbooking Memories Australian magazine, mostly recently, and the paper is from Cocoa Vanilla. I also bought that range of papers, so some of the bits are actually from the range that I had already, and again some colour shine in the background. My kids are looking at something down in the water, so and actually talking to each other, which is nice, so just captured that moment. So I'll just bring the next lot in, which is the one I had on the top. Hopefully that's back in view for you. Look, I love doing YouTube videos and I love watching YouTube videos, which is the main reason it attracted me to doing them, to share my work and hopefully attract some followers. But it's such a time-consuming process. It's not really just the filming, it's the uploading, editing that takes a while. But we'll see how we go. Hopefully I can get into it. So this one I did for the Craft Paper Scissors design team, and it was featuring some paper by Gossamer Blue, and this is a stamp from Gossamer Blue, which I absolutely love. I love the autumn colours. This is a tree we have in our front yard, a Manchurian pear tree, and it doesn't look this fabulous many times. You know, once a year it sort of looks like this. So it's for not long in a year. So it's nice to capture that. Stamped the stamp with different ink colours on vellum and just pop them up, and I really like that effect. Very simple layout, but I really like it, and I love this colour glitter. Sorry if you can hear me sort of clearing my throat. You get quite a dry throat talking for quite a while. This one is of my son, his 9th birthday. It's a bigger photo, of 5x7. Love this page design. Just simple, drawing attention to the photo, but still heavily embellished, but just in a clean design. These papers, I don't remember. They might be, I think it might be Evolicious or L Studio. Sorry if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure. I think that's what they're from, like Evolicious and L Studio, I think. Bits and pieces from one of the Amy Tan kits. It's not Finders Keepers, it's the one before, sorry, so I can't remember the name of that either. When I'm watching other people's videos, I'm always quick to remember everyone else when they can't remember what things are, but when it's yourself, it's not that easy. This is a really different layout for me, or probably more to my older traditional style. When I was scrapping years ago, the more vintage sort of colours, but I've done these colours mainly because I was doing some guest design work for Charms Creations, who makes these beautiful felt and fabric charms here. And the colours I felt suited this type of layout and lent itself to this type of layout with, you know, neutral colours and gold. So in this photo of my children, they're dressing up for at a vintage wear at Sovereign Hill in Australia. So sorry, Swan Hill I've written there, so one of the two. So yeah, it suits the gold and the peach. It suits the photo, but it's not how I would traditionally scrap. This one is one I also did for Craft Paper Scissors design team, and it's using Gossamer Blue again. Lovely vellum, printed vellum. I think these are Freckled Fawn, Cork Stars. Just a very simple design, but I think it's quite you know, it draws your eye to that photo again, the design, which is the idea with scrapbooking. Although we all love to use beautiful product, it should be about the photo. This one I'm not really keen on. I think I had a vision in my mind. I loved the background paper, how it was sort of, I guess not variegated, what do you say, where it's just sort of all different tones, but I had the idea in my head what I want to look like and it just didn't come out like that. But again, it's a page done. These are actually, from memory, a stamp, I think, a stamp, not real ink splotches, so effective. Used for the first time and only time I think I've used it, one of my Amy Tan stencils for stitching, and yeah, again a page done, but not my fave. This one I really like, was really happy with this one. Happy. That's using crepe paper craft market, and I've designed the page as banners hanging. This is a photo of myself and a couple of girlfriends meeting Amy Tan, and we met her that day, and we were lucky enough to finish our lunch off with her at the cafe near Spotlight, so that was pretty special, nice to document. And this will go, yeah, again in my album with my other Amy Tan photos. But yeah, I quite like that design and happy with that page. This one is also for craft paper scissors, and it's using gossamer blue papers again, with a few pieces from Crepe Paper Craft Market. It's nice when you have different collections, different companies, and you can mix them up. I really like that. Photos of some roses in my garden, and sorry, you'll have to ignore that phone, so hopefully it won't ring for too long. I'm really sorry about that. It's inevitable, isn't it? No one will ring, and then someone rings when you're filming. So we don't actually use our home phone except with the internet, so it's probably just someone selling something. So different design again for me, quite boxy, which is my usual design, but just different in the colours and the layers. But yeah, again, a layout done. This one was also for craft paper scissors. I was with them for a term of 6 months, so obviously I did quite a few layouts. This is from Crepe Paper Craft Market as well. The layers of paper and the pieces, the navy and white pieces are cut from the paper pad, and this is one of the ephemera pieces, as is the wood piece. I think the background paper, although that might be that Pen Pals, I think, I can't remember who that was by, but it's maybe Pink Paisley. But yeah, that's not Craft Market, but I think it went well with the navy. Yep. So a bit of gold, unusual colours to use navy. Happy with that layout. And this one again, not my favourite. Had this idea in my head. I think it was for a challenge for the scrappery. I like the colours, like the idea, but something didn't gel, and maybe it's the fact that it's all white and hasn't got a background. I'm not sure. I could cut a bit off and put a background on it, but you know, it's a page done. So I keep saying that, but it's true. You can't really, everything can't be perfect in what you want. So this one I really like, although it's very, very simple. It was fiddly to make, and the design, but the design I really like, and the simplicity of it. This is a photo of, I think in some other layouts I had photos of Tathra. I think the one of my husband looking at the beach was Tathra in New South Wales. It's a cafe that I absolutely loved, and you look out across the tables and at the big doors of the cafe, and you could see the beach, the ocean. And this is a gossamer blue paper, and I'll try and hold it up for you on an angle so you can see what it does. These triangles just cut with a knife and a ruler, and into the edges to give a bit of definition, and just place them around the page by eye, you know, but fairly even, so you get this perception of, I guess, depth, and that's what you see in the photos. So one of the Heidi Swap chipboard pieces, again, was for craft paper scissors. So yeah, very simple, but really like that one. This one, love this photo, love the idea, not really sure about the end result. So love this cut file. I think it's Rosie Posy from, I'm pretty sure, from the cut shop, which I love, and I've cut it out in a few different sizes. I think I just don't like how the silver one turned out. Yeah, it was all about watercolour and mixing and matching I just don't think it turned out how I like it, but you know, again, no page done. This one I really like and really happy with. It's a cut file again, and this one I think is just from the Silhouette shop from memory. Arrows are always really great, not to generalise, but on a boys page. And I've used, can't remember what this is. It might be Pink Paisley Solstice, I think, but I can't remember. Mixed that with a few, I think, Amy Tan pages. By the look of it, this is Amy Tan. And just a Project Life card. Layering, but yeah, putting pattern papers behind the cut file just to draw attention to some arrows, not all of them. And a photo of my son walking on a log, which he wouldn't, when he was young, he would never do anything like that, so he's getting a little braver. But yeah, just happy adventuring. Yeah, nice photo to capture. And yeah, I really like that layout. This is the one for the Drop Mood Board challenge. I was saying I've done October's as well, and this is October's. You'll need to look online or Instagram or blog, or you know, to see what the the mood board is. But yeah, it's pretty much these colours in the background. Sort of like this, sort of don't. Love the cut file. It's a Wilbur Furstenberg cut file. Love the idea of the colours and the colours. Sorry, the watercolour. I like the idea of that, and I like the colours. I just don't like. I thought I'd experiment. I had gesso watercolours and sprays and things, and I put crackle over it. I don't know if you can see the crackle, but I just didn't like. I like the crackle effect, but I don't like how much it buckled the page. So it just went a bit too messy for me. So, but yeah, otherwise I like the colours together. And you saw I already scrapped that photo, but it doesn't worry me to scrap it again if I really like a photo and it suits a mood board challenge and it gets me motivated to do something. I'm happy with it. Looks like this is the last one to show you for this share. This is another cut file from the Silhouette Studio, and it's different and it was fiddly to do, but nonetheless it was probably worth it. These papers I've used are from Jen Hadfield Cottage. Is it called Cottage Living? I think it's called. So again, pieces cut to fit the sort of mosaic design, triangle design. And these are all layers from the same collection. Kept it fairly simple with a few black bits and gold and a nice quote that I really like. So my husband and I very rarely have a photo together. Neither of us like a photo being taken. We're behind the camera. But this is one of those rare occasions, so it was really nice to document. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my share today. I'd really love you to subscribe to my channel if you don't already, and follow me on Instagram. I will put the link to my Instagram down below. And I have, yeah, that would be really good. So I'm hoping to get back soon with a album share, as I said, for Project Life. Thank you. Bye.